All right, Mark, you got a new prototype. This is not your first rodeo in franchising. So, what is the purpose of going through a redesign? Let's start there from a brand standpoint. What is the purpose of going through it from a franchise growth standpoint and for franchisee profitability? And then ultimately, why did you guys make the decision to do this at Paris Baguette?
Yeah, so let me start with why we did this. We felt like it was time because of the industry, that what's happening in the bakery cafe space, the explosion, the explosive growth that we're having. We came to the realization that it was time to improve what happens, the look and feel inside the four walls. We went and we did a lot of focus groups, and we asked frequent visitors to cafes, to bakeries, and asked their opinions about what they wanted to see and what was important to them when they frequent a cafe. And we absolutely were inspired by that, by what we heard. We heard they liked the warm environment. They liked deeper, richer color woods. They liked the old French architectural styles, the warmth of the space. They liked the fact that you could walk in and your senses were heightened by the look of all the pastries and the way they're presented, and the smells that take place inside of in the bakery. That for us was key. We just thought it's time. This new prototype for us, Nick, and we're building these now. It's absolutely amazing the attention that this prototype has received since we rolled it out. And there's at least five right now that are in the middle of construction where this is taking place. And prospective franchisees are absolutely in awe of this prototype. Now, I know you're going to be showing the viewers what that looks like through renderings, right? And I just think it's timeless elegance. You're going to see that in this prototype, and it fits in with the neighborhood, with the concept of the bakery that's been missing, right, in the neighborhoods for a number of years. This looks and feels and smells like a bakery. It's just a beautiful design. Really proud of the design.
So a few things to unpack there. So I hear, like, obviously franchise prospects and franchisees that are going to be building out this model are super jazzed up about this.
Yeah.
But before that, I also heard we're already having explosive growth. So what I'm hearing is, in this, like, some brands will go through a new prototype because their units have gotten tired, or unit volumes are decreasing, or the excitement of the brand is going down. You, on the contrast, said, well, wait a second, how can we put more gasoline on the fire? Let's go ahead and we have momentum. Let's go to that next level. Am I hearing that correctly?
No, 1,000%. And that's that. You're exactly right. They dovetail together. That's, the explosive growth that we're experiencing right now is just, the timing is perfect, right? We actually started the redesign. Did we think it went back maybe 18, 24 months ago when we had the idea to do this, that it was necessary. And we've already opened the 5 stores that have opened so far this year in 2022 are the version, it's the previous version, which is still a timeless, it's a beautiful version of a bakery cafe. But in contrast, when you see it compared to this new cafe, it is really night and day. It's just night and day. And I think that everyone from last year, with over 120 franchise agreements executed, all those new franchisees, when they look at the two, they're asking us, oh, we're getting the new prototype, right? That's what you're building, right? They're all excited about it because it is just a beautiful cafe. But you're right, it's the timing. it happened just perfectly, but by chance, you know. But coming out of COVID, I think COVID kind of threw it back a little bit. You know, we would have rolled this out last year, but it just wasn't ready to do because of the delays that we had. So yeah, the timing is just perfect right now, though. It really makes sense to do it.
So okay, so these new franchisees that have come on board,
Yeah.
there's a lot of them. Like you had an incredible 2021, and now they were already jazzed up about the brand coming in. Now they're getting more excited about it. Does this also help solve any real estate challenges of finding spaces? Did that go into account in the way that you guys were structuring the building? Were there any other things that you want to cross off other than obviously the consumer experience and franchisees being proud of what they had? Did this solve any challenges that maybe a brand like yours that has the growth from a real estate standpoint?
Well, it here's what it did for us. It made us realize that we should be in all cases looking for flagship type locations, 2,500 to 3,500, in some cases 4,000 square feet. And we're finding out that since we're entering so many new markets, Nick, it's important for us to have a bigger back of the house, more storage, right? There's, you know, with the supply chain issues that everyone experienced over the last 8 to 10 months, 12 months, it was important for us with this new redesign to have some bigger spaces, and for the building out of storage of the back of the house, for freezer, refrigeration storage, and just workspace and dry storage. So yes, we were able to incorporate a lot of that into this new prototype, which lends itself so well to, with the open back of the house design, to a larger space. And it really does, the warm, inviting environment. When you walk into the cafe, you can't help but smile and feel good about where you're at, but you feel good that you're going to be able to sit down and enjoy a coffee or a latte with a pastry that's been freshly baked with a friend or a family member. So yeah, it did. The timing was perfect for that as well. Storage, back of the house, front of the house is even bigger. And these flagships are opening up, and we're seeing record sales volume with the cafes that are opening today in these larger spaces. So it's really a win-win for us.
So, I mean, from my standpoint, the unit was already phenomenal, and I think this is
Yeah,
the magic of what you're probably creating. Is it could be in an old warehouse with nails in the ceiling, and because your product is so appealing to the eyes and obviously the taste too, but
right.
you have tremendous cafe, you have tremendous bakery items, and you look at these things and you're blown away by the art, the art behind it, that the unit didn't matter. And now what you've seemed to have found is, well, it didn't, but what happens when it even gets even better? And that I think that's a true cool part of this story. And then like when you're going through the prototype building again, because I thought your units were already beautiful
Yeah.
already. Is there a time, like do you say this has to be sustainable for 10 years or 15 years, or is there a number that gets associated with it, or does that not matter?
Well, yeah. So interesting, because you know, if you look at our current franchise offering, we have a refresh program in every 5 years. We have a remodel every 10 years. You know, we like to say that we're going to be comfortable with those terms for the new prototype that's coming out. I think what's being designed now in this new prototype is a timeless look for the bakery, unlike what we've ever done before, and unlike what I've ever seen before, that's out there with any competitor or with any coffee shop. And you'll see that as you're maybe showing some of our, you know, prototypical design now. Um, so what it's more timeless now. So will you need to do a refresh? But yeah, probably so. You know what that refresh fresh looks like today, I can't speak to it right now since we're just rolling that out, I think it's going to be minimal compared to maybe some of the other brands where it could get stale real quick, right? So I really like it, and I think you'll agree when you see it, of that timeless look and of that bakery cafe real look and feel.
We always talk about the why you why now, and I like uncovering whys. And what I just heard, and I'm not sure I've seen this in many franchise agreements, is you said refresh every 5 years, new prototype every 10. What that means to me as a franchise buyer is you want real long-term relationships. Like that is a sustainability. You're like, just so you know, as a part of your investment, 5 years, refresh, 10 years, potential for a new prototype. I think that's an interesting approach to saying, like, we're in this to help you scale, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, the 10 years, just to be clear, it's a remodel. It doesn't
No.
it doesn't necessarily mean new prototype, but refresh, right? We should always think, and I think you're right, in the franchise industry, if you're not refreshing what it is that you're doing, whether it's paint, whether it's, replenishing millwork, doing something, just the everyday wear and tear of your facility needs to be dealt with, and that's, there's quality control and sanitation and so on and so forth. But yeah, 10 years, yeah, there's no doubt about it. I know other brands have it in place, and it's great that we have it in place as well. And I can tell you that there's going to be dollar amounts put to that as well with our new prototype and what that probably is going to entail. But yeah, you've got to think about that. You've got to keep it fresh. And I would think that franchisees of our brand would have to appreciate that the brand is being held to a high standard. That's the expectation today. It really is. It's like the high quality individuals that we're bringing in. Everybody goes through the due diligence process. We evaluate the prospective franchisees the same way they're evaluating us, and we see if it's a good fit. We've created something really special here, and we want that person that's going to take this and hold it dearly and run it as they should be running it. So yeah, I agree with you, Nick. It is pretty special to have that in the agreement.
Well, I love, first of all, I love this conversation. Thanks for doing it. And
Yeah,
secondly, like it's encouraging to see someone that leads development to have the same type of enthusiasm about the business that you expect other people to have. And obviously, Mark, you're jazzed up about this. You're jazzed up about the growth. You're jazzed up about the changes that are happening, which means you're also jazzed up about protecting the investment of those that enter the system. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you. And thanks for the conversation.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Thanks, Nick. My pleasure.